A beautiful Friday morning to you. Good morning and welcome to STV News Hub. I am Zika Onuma, and today is our open day, and what that means is that we shall be talking about the major headlines this week, the major things that we talked about this week, starting from Monday up until yesterday. And recall that today the bridge closes. The bridge is already shut, the third mainland bridge, and the government had asked motorists to follow the alternative routes, which are Carter Bridge and the Echo Bridge. I hope you're not stuck in traffic, but if you are, just be patient. You get your destination as soon as possible. And the last mile officials, as well as the Federal Road Safety Corps marshals, are also on the road to direct traffic in order to avoid a whole lot of gridlock. But welcome to the program. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we shall be looking at the news update on STV News Hub. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the news update. We begin with this story. We begin from Kaduna State, where State Police Command has killed 2 suspected killers of men of the IGP Intelligence Response Team in Sabon Birnin Village, Igabi local government area of the state. Acting Commissioner of Police Ahmed Kontagora disclosed this at a news conference in Kaduna. Mr. Kontagora said arms were recovered from the suspects, including one AK-47 rifle. According to him, the suspects had made useful statements and were still undergoing investigation. In the Federal Capital Territory, many civil servants did not report for duty after the 2-day Eid al-Kabir holidays. Correspondent Grace Ike Bennett reports.
The popular Federal Secretariat used to be a beehive of activities, but today the story is different. Skeletal services. As the usual norm, workers are expected to resume after each holiday. However, most of them are yet to resume. Some civil servants who spoke to me acknowledged the low resumption of work after the Salah festivity.
Actually, they've not resumed. Probably like next week they'll be resuming.
Others are yet to resume, and also remember most of them traveled. They travel without money, and maybe they are finding a way to get money to come back.
I got to the office 7:45 this morning. I'm actually at the ministry for a meeting. I was meant to happen on Monday, but we pushed it all the way to Thursday. So yes, work has resumed. 45. Everyone has to be ready. It's like the holiday never even happened. It ended before it began. Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it's over. And here you go. Here you are again, working Thursday.
Fully resumed, except those that are on leave, that have not resumed.
Despite the low turnout, they are happy that the festive period afforded them the ample time to stay with friends, family members, and loved ones.
Able to travel out of Abuja, I stayed in because we are trying to help the government on their good work they are doing.
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I actually was thinking I'd travel, but I thought of my little niece, and I spent the holiday with my niece, Elizabeth.
The 2 days, you can be able to spend it with your children, discussing issues that affect the family.
But for some, the delay in salary payment was a huge problem.
Is this a normal? Normal, there's no money to celebrate it. Everything in the market is cost. Some of the civil servants, they went for salary without salary. So that makes everything to be boring.
Business activities are also gradually picking up. Work resumption after each holiday is said to be a common problem among civil servants. The federal government had declared Tuesday and Wednesday as public holidays to mark the Eid al-Kabir festivity. It is certain that normalcy will return as from next week Monday. Gracie K. Bennett, STV News, Abuja.
In Ekiti State, activities were suspended at the state secretariat and other government offices in Ado-Ekiti, the state capital, as workers resumed from the 2-day Salah break on Thursday. A group called the Ekiti Workers Rescue Team forced workers out of the offices. Several workers stood outside the Secretariat complex discussing the development, while police officers watched.
We have a lot of entreaties with the Nigeria Labour Congress and the TUC so that they can do the needful. But these people they reluctantly did not heed to our plea. And the workers are groaning in abject penury. So by so doing, we need some people who can come together to take wood by the horn. And that is what we are doing here today. The industrial action has been declared, the strike has been declared, and henceforth, till further notice.
Meanwhile, the leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress in the state and the head of service condemned the group. The head of service, Gbenga Fasheluka, said the government had been engaging the leadership of the major unions.
They said they were aggrieved. They said they were fighting for workers. If anyone should fight for workers, I think they should go through the Nigeria Labour Congress or the TUC. It is not everything we do that we just go out there and continue to report to them. We have been taking enough steps. Even before the election, we invited all stakeholders, the potential governors then, that we told them that this is how much the government is owing, this and that.
We have to, the most important thing now is to protect lives and properties. Yeah? I've gone around, I've asked workers to find their way out of the secretariat and go home for today. Anywhere we are able to put appropriate security checks in place. The situation here appears beyond us. You can see the police watching the invaders and doing nothing about it. You can hear the blaring of music. You can see the people here. The police are here looking at them, watching, and they are not doing anything about it.
President Muhammadu Buhari says he will not be distracted by opposition. He insists the ruling All Progressives Congress has the full understanding of Nigeria's challenges and is encouraged by the support of Nigerians in addressing them. President Buhari says the opposition cannot distract his administration from the good work it is doing for the benefit and development of Nigeria. He said government has maintained focus in terms of security, economy, and the fight against corruption. The Federal Road Safety Corps says it is ready to handle the traffic situation during the closure of the Third Mainland Bridge. The Corps, it is working with other traffic agencies, it said, to ensure Lagos State is free of traffic hurdles during the period.
Let me use this opportunity to reassure Lagosians that concerning the closure of the Third Mainland Bridge, there is no cause for alarm. We are prepared. All arrangements have been made in all the identified alternate routes which Lagosians will have to take within these 3 days of the maintenance exercise. The FRSC, as the lead agency in road traffic management and safety administration, working in collaboration with other agencies. We've done all that needs to be done. There's a traffic committee which I am heading, and in that traffic committee we've been able to do route analysis of all the alternate routes that people will come in and go out of Lagos. I can also tell you that those routes has also been, we made the controller for them to do a palliative measures and all those, carry out some palliative measures, all those. So you will not go on any of those and say you are entering a ditch or anything like that in all those identified routes.
It is also asking motorists in Lagos to use alternative routes provided by the state government.
You are coming into Lagos from Lagos-Ibadan. Let's take it from there. And that's the major arterial route that comes into Lagos. Please, when you get to the former old toll gate, and a little bit after toll gate, that is the motorways, you have an alternative here. You either take your right and go down and connect Ikorodu Road. The moment you connect Ikorodu Road, continue with Ikorodu Road. Up, you connect to Funshaw Williams. And then from there, Echo Bridge. Akpagbo, Outer Marina, you're already inside the island. However, at that motorways, you also have option of continuing through Alakbere, get to Oworo, connect, and by ending of Oworo, we're going to block the bridge there. But there is this detour you can now make to connect to Bagada, from Bagada to Antony. Now, when you get to Antony, you can now take the loop of Antony down, connect Ikorodu Road again, and you follow it as I had earlier mentioned.
Former Minister of Education Obi Ezekwesili and the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, are demanding the release of the women who were detained for allegedly protesting in Imo State. On her Twitter handle, Mrs. Ezekwesili wondered if President Buhari was aware of the unconstitutional act of the police who allegedly arrested the women for protesting, an action, she says, is guaranteed in the Constitution. 112 people were arrested last Friday and remanded in custody for demanding to know the whereabouts of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. A bit of the environment now. Years after the federal government announced plans to clean up Ogoni land in the Niger Delta region, progress has been slow. Correspondent Grace Ike Bennett spoke with an indigene of Ogoni land, who is also a lawmaker, on his thoughts on the Ogoni cleanup.
You know that the Ogoni land, very long time has been devastated, very long time, and we've been outcrying for intervention all the while. Why we seem to notice a slow pace of work, because actually I must agree with you, there is a slow pace of work. But why we notice that, first of all, one, the organizational structure of the HYDREP itself, administrative framework. Two, the real responsibility of HYDREP, because it has to do with study. It's not just a plate of food that has to be dished out. First of all, it has to do with study. They have to go around, study areas again, find out how possible the implementation could be.
Okay, how many years are we looking at here?
And you know, study actually takes a long time. Yeah, I think it is just recently that they are beginning to go into the field proper. So the immediate thing they did, I think, is part of the palliatives are recommended by UNEP report as provision of potable water and those kind of basic things. But the real cleanup, though it was flagged up in, around the what period, June or thereabout, last year, yes, in Bodo, yeah. But the actual cleanup has not really started, because if they don't do this study as to know the in-depth of the impacted areas, what exactly happened and what chemicals, as it were, can be applied, any other thing you do might be superficial.
We've had cases of oil spillage in the oil-rich region, Niger Delta region, and River State, of course, is one of them. Are there still cases where we have multinational companies still doing these acts?
The Ogoni still carries major pipes that transport the crude and exploit oil to other areas. So we are still part of production when it comes to that sense. We are part of production. But in actual drilling, we are not drilling in Ogoni land for now.
All right, let's revisit the Third Mainland Bridge story. Now, the Third Mainland Bridge is closed for the proposed investigative assessment on faulty parts. STV's Uzon Naononye took an early morning ride and brings us this report.
This is the Lubiri end of the Third Mainland Bridge, and from the sign behind me, you now know that the Third Mainland Bridge, the 11.8 kilometer bridge, have been closed as announced by the Federal Ministry of Works and the Lagos State government. The diversion here leads to Idumota, and what the situation is right now in Lagos is that all the alternative routes as created and announced by the Lagos State government is already blocked, and it will remain like this for a while, or at least 3 days till midnight of Sunday, when the bridge will be reopened. The reason for this closure is for an assessment of the bridge to find out where needs and what needs to be repaired by the authorities. The impact is that after a while, maybe towards the end of this year or early next year, there's going to be a longer closure, during which time the repairs will be carried out by the contractors that have already been awarded the contract by the Federal Ministry of Works. Road users in Lagos have been encouraged to be patient with traffic controllers. As early as 5 o'clock, as we went out, we found out that policemen, LASTMA officials and road safety officials are already on ground at strategic locations to ensure compliance to the directive. Uzonna Ononye, STV News.
Now going to the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has responded to speculation that he might be impeached and is warning that any such move would damage the economy. In a televised interview, the president said the market would crash and everybody would be very poor. He was speaking after Michael Cohen, his ex-lawyer, pleaded guilty to violating election laws and said he had been directed to do so by Mr. Trump. Reports say it is unlikely Mr. Trump's opponents will try to impeach him before November's midterm elections. Those were the stories on our news updates. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we shall be looking at the front pages of our papers. Please stay with us.